Hey guys, I'm back with another stereo slide, a scan of a stereo slide coming from probably a Realist stereo camera. So the scan comes from my good friend Ron Lab, and the scan is very nice, I must say. So first thing we do is that we're gonna extract the left and right chips. So we go into first we just look at the size of that image and we keep track of that, and the image is 1806 by times 1000. So we know that our chips should be 903 by 1000. That's gonna be useful later on to know that. Okay, anyways, so let's get the left chip first. So what I do is that I'm gonna resize and position the rectangle so that the position is x equals 0 and y equals 0, and the size is 903 times 1000. So you can do that like this. You just put whatever you want. So 903, boom. Here I put 1000, enter, position 0 and 0. So 903 times 1000. Okay, so here we go. It's perfectly placed. Now you just crop. So crop to selection, and you export as this one. I already done it. I'm not gonna do it, but image_l.jpg. So I'm gonna cancel. So now to get the right chip, so you undo, and now we're gonna do the right one. So and I'm just gonna put position, so 904 for the y, 0 for the size, the same size as the left chip, which was 903 times 1000. Perfect. So image, crop, and export, this time the right image. I already done that, so I'm not gonna do it again. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now we are gonna go into Stereophoto Maker to get the devmap. I'll see you in a jiffy. Okay, so I loaded the two chips in Stereophoto Maker, and now we're gonna create the devmap. So first thing you do, just make sure that in preferences, adjustment, this is checked, better precision, and then we can go ahead and auto align. Did this before, but I'm gonna redo it, and I'm gonna do it again, so no. Okay, so at this point we are ready to create our first devmap. So devmap, create from stereo pair. Make sure hit the default setting in case things have changed. First thing, you need to get the background and the foreground. Don't use automatic, do it with the arrow keys. So background, use the arrow key until whatever is the most in the background coincide between the red and cyan. So I think it's probably around here. So get background value -24. To be on the safer side, I'm gonna put -28. Now foreground. Okay, so let's get the foreground. So foreground is probably our left hand I would say it's around here. Get foreground -4, so I'm gonna go to 0. And as you can see, the range, the disparity range is very limited. So yeah, so this we don't care. If you're not sure, just put some very large value, because we don't want SPM to resize. Here, do front white, because that's usually what's done. Radius, I always do 32 for that kind of images, for that kind of size. And here, because the disparity range is so small, I think I'm gonna do down sampling factor 1. And I'm just gonna also change the disparity tolerance to, I'm gonna increase it by 1. The rest I'm gonna leave as is. So let's create the depth map and see what we get. Yeah, so if the disparity range is too small, you should really use downsampling 1 instead of 2. Otherwise, there's going to be too few shades of gray in your depth map, and it's not going to be accurate at all. I mean, you can try it and see what it does. Okay, so it's done. Let's see what we got. Let's switch to SBS. And let's see where the mistakes are. Okay, so there's a problem here in the back. There's a problem here, this area. The end of the guy here, it might be okay, but the open book is wrong here. So we're gonna have to do something here. This area is wrong. This area. I mean, the end, I think it's okay actually. It's just that the book is wrong. What else is probably wrong? Here there's a mismatch on the depth. We could fix that, I think. Yeah, but I don't think it's that important. I think there's something wrong here, under the chin. Right here. And also, this guy, this thing, whatever is holding the magazine or something, or the flight info manual or something, this is wrong. So those are the things that we need to fix using the Masuji's tool to correct depth maps, which you can see. Where is it? Edit depth map, correct depth map, that one. Okay, so here this is a new version of Stereophoto Maker, because Masuji has added this thing. I asked him to add that. So here's a slider to control the depth. So, for instance, like if you do control right click to pick a color on the depth map. Okay, so the rectangle changes color, and also the value here changes. Now, if you want to, instead of using that picked color, if you want to use something slightly different, you can play with that slider. So instead of 245, you want something lighter, you go in this direction, and the color here is going to change. Here you don't really see it, but if you go the other way, you should see it. You see? So I think it's a good tool to do some very for doing gradations and for doing very precise changes to your depth map. So I think it's a pretty good modification of the tool. So thank you, Masuji, for that. I think I might use it actually in this video. I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, let me get ready mentally for this process, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the time has come to work on that def map and try to make it slightly better. Okay, so let's first fix this thing. So control, and you just let me make the brush smaller a bit. Let's go to 20. Okay, so let's work on that. So right click to select the color, and then left click, still with the control. Control is always pushed, you always use control. So left to paint. So I keep changing between the two, between the left and right click. And at some point it's magically done. Yes, I think I'm done with that thing. Next. So when you paint, you can paint either looking at the def map or looking at the left image. It doesn't matter. So for instance, let's do this thing here. So let's pick the color with the right click, and let's paint. We're gonna paint. So now I'm actually painting. I could be painting on this looking here, but yeah, it's of course it's easier to do it on the left map, on the def map. So okay, so that looks about correct. Alright, so next, let me do that zone here. So of course it depends how picky you are. I mean, I'm not particularly picky, but okay, what's next? Let me fix that. You don't want to spend too much time on this stuff. Let me fix this guy. It's very fast, really. So let me fix that newspaper. Okay, so let me click here, and I'm gonna work here. See, you can work on the left image instead of on the def map. That's nice. Of course, here I'm using the mouse. It would be easier with a tablet. So now I'm switching here so I can finish it up. And yeah, I think maybe I can just do the whole thing, cover the whole thing up. It should be, there should be a gradation here, really. But I'm not gonna go too much in the details. I think the like the edge here should be closer to us. So let's see if I can do that. So I probably need to reduce the size of the brush quite a bit. Let's go maybe to 12. Let's go to 10. Alright, so let's pick I'm gonna pick around here. What is it? Sequence? Oh, hold on. So around here, I'm gonna make it. Actually, I can probably use this, and then I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna try to do it here. It's a pain in the butt with the mouse, I gotta say. But you get the idea. And of course, let's use that, and it's not easy. Yeah, I don't know if this is correct what I'm doing. Maybe overkill. Yeah, it would be nice if that tool had a transparency slider, so you can slightly change the values. That'd be nice. Well, maybe one day. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Okay, so what else? Yeah, I had to fix this guy. So, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So, I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. I mean, here between this and that there should be a bit of more gradation, but I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, that thing bothers me under the chin. I don't like that at all. So let's see if I can fix that. Let me increase the size, and let's see if I can pick the right depth. And here I'm gonna look to see, yeah, this area. Yeah, I think it's okay now. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so I think this is pretty good. Okay, so let's see if I want to do the book. Do I want to do this thing or not bother? I think I might leave it. I just don't feel like doing it. I mean, really, here, if you look at that thing, the magazine is reading. It should be a gradation, yeah. I'm too lazy to do it. Let's try. So I'm at 206. Let's do a little bit of gradation. So I'm gonna reduce by. No, I'm gonna reduce around here. And paint here. Wow. No. Control Z if you make a mistake, by the way. Let's do more. Here, I'd like to put something here. Let me repick that color and bring it down. 180, 190, 190. Let's paint here. Okay, so this is really nitpicking because nobody's gonna care. Just doing the book. Okay. You get the idea for the book, how to do a gradation. What else? I mean, there are many things you could change here. Still, this area here, but I think I'm gonna stop here. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me fix this area here. There you go. So I'm happy here. I think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop here. I wish Masuji would add a transparency slider. I think it would make things a little bit better. Oh well. So I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna see. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna save this. So edit, devmap. Donc save as Facebook 3D. Oh, I already did some stuff here. So let me get rid of all that stuff that I did before. Let me get rid of this. I was working on it before. So let's, oh yeah, save image and white here. So let's save that. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna blur this thing a little bit. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this is Gimp. Let's load up that. Let's load up what we have just saved. So, okay. Let's get both as layers. File open as layer, the depth. Okay, so here I want to use. Yeah, I could have done more here. Filters, blur. I use medium blur. That's gonna get rid of outliers. So median blur. Okay. Maybe do 2 or 3 times. It's going to soften a little bit the depth map. So blur, median blur, boom. So let's it's gonna be image2 underscore depth, and I'm gonna save, of course, the image, same one. I should have copied, but that's okay. I can just do image2. Come on. Okay. So let's look first at the one without the blurring. So here I click on point cloud and then create model. So this is without blurring. Yeah, could have done a bit more, but this is pretty intense, because if you go on Facebook 3D, the parallax is going to be pretty much. I should have worked on the. Let's see if the face gets corrected, like here. That bothers me a bit. There's outliers. You can see the outliers there. Those are outliers. So I want to get rid of those. Okay, so choose file. So the number 2. Oops. What did I do? Open. Point cloud and create model. Let's see if it blurring has solved some of the problems. Yeah, okay, so the outliers are gone. Okay, so that's good. I think this is good enough for Facebook 3D. I think this is good enough for Facebook 3D. What you can do in Facebook is that you create a post and you just look at the preview, or you make the post and change it to private, so that you're the only one that can see it. That way you can see if the Facebook 3D is good. But I think this one is okay. I would have to go onto Facebook and see if it looks alright. Actually, there's one more thing we can do before going on Facebook. Let's go back to Gimp. So this is Gimp. This is my number 2 depth map after the median blur. I'm gonna try another blur on top of it. Selective Gaussian blur, just for fun. So let's try that one, and let's export as 3. Let's see if it helps. So export, and then that one export as image 3. Okay, and then we're gonna go back into depth player, another instance. Okay, so this is depth player, and we're gonna load the 3rd iteration of our depth map. So image 3, depth image 3 underscore depth, point cloud, create model. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I mean, I like the head. It's a bit like Alien, but that's good enough. Yeah, I mean, I think it helps a little bit. So I think that's the one I'm going to use. I think what we can do is go into Facebook and see how it looks like. I think that's what I'm going to do next. Yeah, so now I'm on Facebook. So what I'm going to do is that I'm do as if I was going to create a post, but without actually creating it. So just click on image 3 and image 3 depth, open, and it should detect that it's a 3D post. And here you can kind of see what it's gonna look like without actually posting. Okay. So the face, I think, looks okay. I mean, that's what I'm really worried about. The rest, nobody cares. This is okay. The book, I don't think nobody's gonna care either. So I think here I would just post it, but if you don't like it, you click here and it's gonna just cancel the post, and then you go back and then you fix it. Or the other way is to post and change right away the post to private. That way you're the only one that can see it. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, I like doing those actually. Those are fun. Anyway, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I mean, if I get feedback that those things are useful, I'm gonna keep making them. I mean, there's always something interesting to make in terms of video. So, but I don't know. We'll see. All right. Bye bye.